Welcome to the online class conducted by the Department of Botany, Marthoma College, Chungatara. I am Elizabeth George, and in this session about economic botany, we will be discussing more on fruits and oil yielding plants. Oil yielding plants. Fats and oils are chemically non-volatile glycerides of fatty acids. Fats are semi-solid or solid at room temperature, while oils are liquid in room temperature. These are mainly present in the seeds of plants. They are forms of stored food for plants, that is, fats are storage forms of food. Plants need food during germination as they are unable to carry out photosynthesis. So while a plant is germinating, the leaf is just growing or just forming. So it cannot carry out photosynthesis as a normal plant or a healthy, mature plant. Here, food has to be provided for carrying out various purposes or various processes of germination. This is met with the stored food seen inside the seeds in the form of endosperm. Endosperm can be of many chemical nature, like it can be starch, protein or oils and fats. This means of storing endosperm as fats and oils is the most space efficient storage because fats and oils yield more amount of energy during the catabolism process than any other form like carbohydrate. So same amount of carbohydrate will produce lesser amount of energy. So that is why many of the plant seeds are small in size but are capable of forming or germinating into plants. Oils and fats are insoluble in water. They can either be essential oils or fatty oils. Essential oils evaporate in normal room temperature and are mainly functional for carrying out various purposes like defense, attack against herbivores, etc. The ones which are seen in endosperm is mainly the fatty oils which is used for food for the germinating plant. Many plants yield oil from their seeds. In India, commonly we extract oils from coconut, gingerly, mustard, sunflower, castor, olive, etc. Almond oil is also commonly used, but it's mainly used in Ayurvedic medicinal, that is skincare products. Another important or commercializing oil is rice bran oil, which is obtained from the bran of rice. Here we will be discussing more on coconut and gingerly as oil yielding plants. So we all know everything about coconut. It is known as the Kalpa Vriksha mainly because from the tip to the toe, that is from the leaves, tip of the plant to the tip of the roots, we can use coconut plant. So you can take a paper and write down the various uses of coconut plant. You can see that the list will really surprise us. Try guessing more number of uses. Here, the binomial name of coconut is Cocos nucifera and it belongs to the family Araceae. Araceae is a family to which the areca nut also belongs. Morphology of the useful part. Mainly, the fruit is used for yielding oil in this case, but we can say that the whole plant can be used in different forms. The stem, the leaves, the fibers on these shells, the tip of the plant is used as vegetable in many parts of India itself. Then the roots, they are used for many medicinal preparations in Ayurvedic medicine. So this coconut plant is actually a kalpavriksha. The general uses the oil is mainly used for preparing various food items and also for confectionery. It is used as a lubricant, hair oil, for manufacturing soaps, shampoos, shaving creams, etc. Another important product of this coconut fruit is toddy, which is obtained by tapping the young inflorescence. The trunk is used for construction. The husk is used for making fibers and coils. We prepare ropes, and many forms of handicrafts are prepared from the coconut shells, coconut husk, etc. The powder obtained from this coconut fiber can be used as a packing material, can be used as fuel, it can be used as a potting material, and also can be used as a manure for many plants. We are all familiar with the thatched roofs of many places. It is made mainly in Kerala, it is made from coconut plant. We also know the medicinal properties of the inflorescence. The Tengum Pukula Kashayam is a widely known medicinal preparation from the inflorescence. So we can see that the plant as a whole can be used in many ways. So for our concern, the oil is yielded from the fruit. Next is gingerly. The binomial name is Sesamum orientale. It is commonly known as ella for us. It belongs to the family Pedaliaceae. The morphology of useful part oil is obtained from the seeds. Distribution: Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Rajasthan. Some parts of Kerala also cultivate gingerly, but not like the other states mentioned above. Gingerly oil is yielded by cold processing of seeds. It is extensively used for cooking, confectionery, and baking industries. It is used in medicines, manufacture of soaps, hair oils, perfumes, paints, etc. Many food preparations, cakes, candies, etc. are also made using the seeds. So these are the two oil yielding plants which we should be familiar with in this regard: coconut and gingerly. Next, coming to fruits. Fruit is the mature ripe ovary with its contents and adhering accessory structures. So for a botany person, or technically speaking in botany, fruits are the fertilized ovary of plants. The seeds we see inside them are fertilized ovules. In many cases, fruits are formed without fertilization, that is fusion of the pollen with the egg. In such cases, the fruits are known as false fruits. Apple is an example of false fruit, where it is actually not the fruit. It is the thalamus of the flower which is transforming into the fruit. So, technically, we can say that fruit is a part of the plant, which is the transformation from the flower. So the flower after fertilization transforms into the fruit, and the eggs inside them transform into seeds, or ovules transform into seeds. For a layman, fruit is something that we consume. It is a major food source since ancient humans. It is a major source for many of the animals and birds. It is commonly used as a food source because it is rich in nutrients like carbohydrates, vitamins, and minerals. many cases, we are familiar with the commercially cultivated fruits. But the fact is, the wild fruits and berries are more widely consumed ones. That is, they are more in number. And the nutrient content also is high in these wild berries and wild fruits. But as we discussed earlier, because of our ignorance, we are not consuming it. So we are only having the fruits that we buy from shops. We are not seeing the small fruits rich in minerals, vitamins, and carbohydrates and other therapeutics which is in our own backyard. Based on cultivation, fruits can be classified into tropical fruits and temperate fruits. Tropical fruits are mango, orange, lemon, banana, guava, fig, papaya, etc. Temperate fruits need a cooler temperature to grow or cooler temperature for the plants to grow. Examples are apple, strawberry, cherry, plum, pear, grapes, etc. Brazil is the largest fruit producer and India is the second largest fruit producer. Commercial growing is now a highly profitable income for many people in many places. So fruit production and export of these are highly followed practices in these days. Mango. Binomial name is Mangifera indica and the family is Anacardiaceae. Fruit is a mostly used part. It is commonly cultivated in Uttar Pradesh, Punjab, Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, West Bengal, Tamil Nadu, etc. In Kerala, Palakkad is known for its wide plantations of mango trees. The uses of mango does not need an introduction. It is eaten raw or cooked forms. Jams, jellies, pickles, juice, confectionaries, candies, sweets, etc. are made out of raw and ripe mango fruits. It is also added in many forms of dishes in the fresh form or dried form. So mango is a commonly consumed fruit in our day-to-day life. Another important fruit is banana, which also doesn't need any introduction. The binomial name is Musa paradisiaca, or many species of Musa is consumed by us. It belongs to the family Musaceae and the useful part is fruit. The plant is originated in our own place, that is the tropics of India and Malaysia, and so we have a huge variety of banana plants growing in our places. But presently, many of these wild varieties are replaced by many artificially created ones like crossed ones, tissue culture plants. Ripe fruit is a nutritious food rich in carbohydrates, fats and proteins. Eaten raw or maybe cooked. Green banana is used as vegetable. Banana flour is made as a baby food and also is used for the manufacturing of biscuits and chocolates. Ripe fruits control many ailments like heart disorders, hypertension, etc. So it is a common knowledge that as much as the banana fruit gets ripened, it is turning nutritious. The more number of black marks formed as a result of ripening is the sign of increasing nutrients seen inside. Banana plant is also like the coconut plant, which can be used from tip to toe. All the parts of the plant is consumed in the form of vegetable. Here I would like to mention something about the word vegetable. Vegetable is some form or some part, any part of the plant which is cooked or eaten raw. So it can be a fruit, it can be a leaf, it can be a stem, a root, or a tuber. Example for leafy vegetables are cabbage, spinach, etc. Stem is what we use is ginger, potato, and even stems of these banana plants are used as a vegetable. The inflorescence, commonly known as varakumba or varachunda, is also consumed as a vegetable. New preparations of these are also being familiarized by many cooking experts. So if we consider plants, they are helping us in many ways. They are helping us in any form. As a whole, they are here to help us. And we need to preserve them. So in the next session, we will be discussing the last part of the economic botany, in which fiber yielding plants, wood yielding plants, etc. will be discussed. So make sure that you are familiar with the binomial name, family, morphology of the useful part, and the major uses of these plants. Thank you.